To Kill a Mockingbird from 1962. So this film, directed by Robert Mulligan, starring Gregory Peck, John Menga, Frank Overton, and Robert Duvall. The IMDb plot: Atticus Finch, a widowed lawyer in Depression-era Alabama, defends a Black man against an undeserved rape charge and his children against prejudice. So for me, I think this movie, exemplifies the ideal father figure. This is a father who teaches your children really what is right and what is wrong, like instilling in the children a moral code and a sense of ethics. And these are really things as a child too that are important to learn. Like you want to know what's right and wrong before then going through life and kind of experiencing those things and learning it as you go. I mean, this is definitely something I think is really important as parents to instill in your children. And it's definitely something that I felt the same from my father, especially this I also don't think is something in terms of a dad's quote unquote job that is different from sons or daughters. I mean, this is something that in this movie he has both a son and a daughter, but it's the main child is really his daughter. And that is sort of what we sort of see the lens of how she views this character. So in this film he really is the ideal father. He sacrifices himself. They said in the plot summary, he's a widower, so there is no mother involved. Like he has to bear that burden as well. And he dives himself into his work as a lawyer. And that is something not only that he doesn't do it for money, because most of the cases that he takes on are from poor people, farmers. Like he's really in this to protect the little guy. And those that have been wronged. And Scout, who's the daughter, definitely sees this in him. He stands up for what's right, helping her then do the same. Like I said, like he's not in it for the money. So this is not like his family is well off, even though he is like a big lawyer in the town. And he is, sacrifices then all of his free time to his children. Like when he's not working, he's there, being a parent and teaching his kids these things. And what I think too is just interesting to see in this film too is the main plot, as we talked about in the summary, is defending this Black man against rape charges, and he's the defense attorney. He tries to basically protect this man from the lynch mob that's out to get him. Takes the case on and he actually loses. And this I think is important too, to show that just because you're an ideal person, ideal father, like you're not always going to win. You're not a Superman. Right. Even though, again, I think with his kids, like they later on in the film, you can see how they learn from him in terms of those moral and ethics. But I think it's really important to see failure in your father, that even though he stood up for what is right, sometimes right does not always win. I think just Gregory Peck too is absolutely perfect in this role of just embodying like the perfect idealized father, but not too perfect to be unbelievable. This is not some quote unquote movie, right, of like a perfect person. You definitely see his flaws there. So I think this movie for me really does show how you can idealize and idolize your father, see the flaws in him, but then also that his job is really to help give you those ethics and show you what is right and wrong, and not only just tell you that, but to demonstrate it in actions. Like Atticus obviously tells his kids that what is important and that racism is bad and these things, but it's really from them seeing him stand up to the racism of the town is what is that example for the kids. So I had to include this one on my list.
Yeah, this is a special one. I agree with everything you said. I've seen it many times before. I actually saw the play that was put up in New York in 2019, 2020. I didn't see the Jeff Daniels version, but I saw the Harris version, which was really special to kind of just be with these people in sort of flesh and blood. The thing that struck me the most actually watching this movie again in preparation for this was just the quieter moments when he's sitting with the kids and whether it's a story time or some sort of lesson is being imparted or just even just a casual moments between them. I just found that, I mean, we're talking such a long time ago and not what you typically associate with a father to be doing. And I know he's put in this position because there is no mother,
right?
But even so, I don't know, one is sort of meant to believe that the dad is always the one who's taking care of the outside world, the breadwinner and such, and not the nurturing figure. And it's really amazing to see how this character does both, so. And for whatever reason, in my past viewings, I'd latched on more to the court case and to do the right thing and the morality and the ethics of it. But this time, what struck me more was just his home life, how good he is with his kids and just the life they share. And you see that in the kids too, how free and kind of uninhibited they feel at the same time. Yeah, especially the girl, which again, maybe this is stereotyping, generalizing, but I always think that, a girl child from that time probably wouldn't be that free. And who knows how true that is, or no, we weren't alive then. But the fact that Scout is in her little dungarees, jumping around, what have you, it's kind of amazing, so I don't know, that made me really happy to see.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's very strong in the film in terms of standing up for what's right, but also very gentle with the kids.
Very
like
tender,
you said, he's not like a strict authority father figure. He's able to kind of play that mother and father role in a way, in the traditional, archetypal sense, to his kids, because there is no mom. He's kind of forced into that. But yeah, again, that's why I think, he's just such an idealized version of what, all fathers probably strive to be able to do, be successful and strong and in your professional career, but then at the same time, be there for your kids when they need it.
Yeah. And like you said, lead by showing them. And that's not just about the big things in life. It's about the small things in life too. I feel like the kids are really empowered to kind of make their own choices and, be accountable for them. And what he's providing them is a bit of a roadmap, or, okay, here's how it is. Let me tell you. And now it's up to you. You make choices.
Right.
And you just, and feel the responsibility of it all. So I thought that was very good to watch, and very relevant.
Totally. It still works really well. I think this movie, based on a great book too. I loved the book when I read it in school, but the film, I think, just holds up just as well in terms of a timeless classic in a lot of ways, but especially in how it represents fatherhood and what fathers can do.
Totally agree.
Hey there, it's Alex. If you like the review and discussion Karan and I just had, make sure you subscribe to our channel, Movies That Shaped Us, to get full episodes. Every other Wednesday, Karan and I cover a topic around important people, places, events, and moments in our lives, and then explore it through 3 of our favorite movies. Subscribe right now, or follow our podcast on Spotify or Apple Podcasts via the link in the description below. Hope you join us for the journey.